With that, hello and welcome to Villanova. I'm Loa Galindo with the SEC's all-time leading passer, Aaron Murray. Lauren Sisler will join us from the field. Now, you could say that this is the most surprising semifinal matchup in the history of FCS football. In fact, since the playoffs went to the current format back in 2013, it's the first semifinal matchup with two teams that are not top 8 national seeds.
And they deserved it. I've really enjoyed watching both these teams play on both sides of the football, offense and defense. I mean, Lowell, they're really mirror images of each other. They want to run it, they want to stop the run, but both quarterbacks in this game are really going to be my focus point. How these guys play, taking care of the football, throwing with accuracy. We'll start with Pat McQuaid first. Love him, on time, in rhythm. A week ago, he played against a defense that was primarily man-to-man coverage. Tonight, he'll see more zone coverage, what I think fits his game even better. Tommy Rittenhouse, you go back 2 weeks ago against North Dakota State, 5 interceptions, not all on him, but the thing I love about this young man, he kept battling over and over again. Both these quarterbacks playing at a high level, going against defenses that want to stop the run, so they got to have big nights.
For more on the Nova quarterback, here's Lauren Sisler.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Pat McQuaid, his path here has not been linear. Look, he started at Kent State, went the JUCO route, then went to Nicholls State where he was 4-8. Told me he did not play to his standard. He learned how to lose but not to accept it, and that really showed up last week in that quarterfinal football game, that opening drive when he threw that interception. His offensive coordinator called it one of the worst decisions of his career, but I'll tell you what, he didn't flinch, no panic whatsoever. This offense asks a lot of its quarterback, and Pat has the freedom and the confidence to make plays. I'll tell you, Pat McQuaid was built for this moment as he leads his team on this national championship run, guys.
Coach Mark Ferrante says he is the juice captain of this Villanova program. The Wildcats won the toss, and you gotta love this. They've decided they want the football first.
Let's go. I love that. Ole Miss did that in their playoff game today. Said, give us the ball first, watch us go out there and get some yards and see if we put some points on here to dictate the momentum of this football game early.
Low 30s tonight just outside of Philadelphia. It's a mild night this time of year in this area of the country. Now, home teams have won 17 straight semifinal games with that Montana State win and the Brawl of the Wild earlier today. Advantage Villanova, playing at home here in Villanova Stadium. Illinois State trying to get back to the national championship game for the first time since 2014. And the kick is up. And a first chance to see Jabril Mace. A lot of teams trying to stay away from this explosive star, and takes it to the 20-yard line. No team values the football more than Villanova. The Wildcats have won 11 straight games. They have 3 turnovers in that winning streak. Pat McQuaid, the quarterback, 21 touchdowns and only 2 picks in that stretch.
Well, Lauren just talked about last week, and that interception was horrendous, something that's very uncharacteristic from him. He takes care of the football. Like I said, going against a defense tonight that plays a lot of zone coverage, he is perfect to face this type of defense here this evening.
It was a brilliant opening drive for the Wildcats until that interception in the end zone. Jabril Mace is tailback. Mace with the carry. Patient, and then punches it and leans ahead for about 6 yards on the first down carry.
And something you'll see tonight from this Villanova offense, they love this offensive line. 193 games combined for those 5 individuals up front, and they're all athletic. You'll see them moving from side to side. That previous play, Kyle Fay, the right tackle, getting from the right side to the left side to lead for a nice first down run.
Empty now for Pat McQuaid. 24 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, one of the best ratios in football. Slipping out of a tackle, the big tight end, Antonio Johnson, lumbering ahead for the first down.
Well, they're going to motion the running back just to give us an indicator that it's zone coverage, and you're just replacing, you're going to see a blitzing linebacker from the outside. And you always, we see this tonight, especially in zone coverage, you want to replace the blitzer with the throws. Find that empty space. Tight end did a good job sitting right there, presenting his numbers for his quarterback for the completion.
17-yard pickup for Johnson. Mace with a carry. Mace, so reminiscent of the greats before him. maybe the most explosive player to come through this program since the likes of a Matt Caesar or a Brian Westbrook. High praise for this Wildcats running back.
Oh, he's any minute away from breaking a big run. 11 runs this season of 20-plus yards. He had 4 last week of 20-plus.
McQuaid to the line. He has complete control of this offense. Last week, he checked into Jabril Mace's 47-yard touchdown run. And Mace lost his footing. Did not get back to the original line of scrimmage, and that will set up third down.
Well, that's Mason Kaplan right there, coming from the linebacking spot. And they presented what we call a very light box. 6 defenders inside the box, about 5 yards away from the line of scrimmage. And he had 6 blockers, so that's why you checked into a run play. The second level, though, right there from Mason Kaplan, able to get around the offensive line to disrupt the run play in the backfield to get to this third down and medium.
The strength of the Illinois State defense is the defensive line. Big number 97, Jake Anderson. Top pass rusher inside. 3rd and 4. McQuaid feels the pressure and flings it, but it's off the mark as he was looking for his freshman, Braden Reed. It's going to bring up a 4th down for the Wildcats.
Well, I like the mix up there from Illinois State. They're going to bring pressure and play essentially cover 0. Man-to-man across the board. Defenders just really putting their feet on the stick, saying you ain't going to get a first down, and then bringing more defenders than you can block to make McQuaid feel a little bit uncomfortable inside the pocket.
Luke Larson will punt it away. Had his first punt attempt blocked last week at Tarleton State, part of a disastrous start that led to a 14-0 hole. Eddie Casper wants the fair catch and has it at the 10-yard line. When Tommy Rittenhouse touches the football, one thing is guaranteed: action. He threw 5 picks in the Fargo Dome. He had to raise the 14-point deficit in the final 4.5 minutes, then had 5 incompletions. That's it. And a dominant win last week at UC Davis. 42 total touchdowns is a school record.
Yeah, he's a special quarterback. Going back to that game with the 5 interceptions, man, the fact that you saw no hesitation after those interceptions, he just kept battling and battling. Really love his game, and sneaky athletic. Got to watch for those legs this evening.
Victor Dawson, the tailback. Play action. Rittenhouse with time. Takes a shot. Dylan Lord one-on-one. No flag. Incomplete. And running with them was Anthony Hawkins, who had the turnaround play last week with that interception against Victor Cabales at Tarleton State.
This is tough for any DB. The quarterback is able to go all the way from the right side of his read back to the left. Had about 3 or 4 seconds inside the pockets. You're talking about a safety in Anthony Hawkins that's running about 40 yards down the field. Love his range. He said it, Lowell. Big play last week. That interception was game-changing there in the first half to keep him in the ball game.
Dawson with the carry. Every carry for him is a fight, a literal fight for the transfer from Cincinnati.
Well, the big battle in this game is going to be the lines of scrimmage. For Villanova, they're going to play a 3-3-5, essentially a 3-3 stack, where you're going to have a nose and then what we call 2-4-eye technique, so they're just inside both the right and left tackle. They want to really clog up the middle of the offense, force these running lanes to go to the wide side, and allow their linebackers and safeties to run from there.
3rd and 7, keep your eye on the receiver at the top of the screen. Number 2, Daniel Sopkowitz, second team AP All-American. Rittenhouse initially looked that way, coming back to Preston, the man that had the game-winning 2-point conversion with that epic comeback win against North Dakota State. Maybe one of the biggest shocking upsets we've ever had on the FCS level.
You said watch out for number 2 on the outside. Really good job by the quarterback getting the ball out there with some pressure in his face. But you're seeing now, you saw right there in that 3rd down, 2 high safeties. They're double teaming number 2 into the boundary, which should give you some very favorable matchups to the field. You just got to be accurate throwing there. Nice completion for the first down.
Nova saw a good receiving core with Tarleton last week. Their coaches told us this could be one of the best receiving cores they've seen in years. Rittenhouse was looking for Luke Maylander, and it's broken up by Newton Essien.
Ooh, Newton Essien right there, I think, got a little bit too grabby. Go back to last week's game for Villanova, had a couple late penalties in the 4th quarter, which could have cost him the game. That is a clear as day grab and hold for number 38. And this is something that this coaching staff for Illinois State said, hey, we watched the tape, and these guys, it all depends on the type of refs that called the game. Some are going to be a little bit more strict, some are not. It's going to be a good indicator there early on this game of what these refs are going to call.
Said the Nova DBs were very handsy. That approach worked last week. Rittenhouse in rhythm, and it goes to Sobkowitz, but he was mugged on that play. The ball comes out late. Villanova is saying that should be our football. And it is a catch for Sobkowitz, number 251 in his career. That breaks Tyrone Walker's score record.
That's a catch, great job. Once again, very handsy on the outside is Dawood, number 2, and I think these receivers have to understand, Lowell, that this is just going to be the game this evening. Right now, you're not going to get a lot of penalties on the outside. You have to fight through it. You can't complain. You can't stop your route. You got to be just as physical as these DBs.
3rd and 2. Dawson, full head of steam, does not take him long to get to full speed. Man squats 600 pounds. He's known for having an elite jump cut, but the physicality is present.
Well, he just never goes backwards. I think that's the number one thing when you look on tape for number 5. He's big, he's physical, he's 5'11", 220 pounds. You talk about what he can squat, but man, when he gets going downhill, especially in those 3rd and short situations, it is tough to knock him backwards.
We could see Wanker's right tonight. He's missed the last 2 games. Dawson is brought down by Garrett Rogan. Lauren.
Guys, talking about being tough, Victor Dawson's path has not been easy. Coming from the East Coast, earned all freshman honors at an FCS program, transferred there to Cincinnati where he's battling for the starting job until that ACL injury changed everything for him. He needed a fresh start, and Illinois State became the place. Dawson's ACL healed, the strength staff rebuilt him, and now you see why they love him. You talked about 600 pounds, that downhill runner. Man, he's powerful, decisive, and a handful to bring down.
House nearly lost the snap. Takes a shot one-on-one, looking for Maylander. And again, Newton Essiem in coverage. This was a secondary that wanted to play physical man coverage against an elite receiving group from Tarleton State last week, something that no one really had done against the Texans. They proved a major point.
Well, they completely disrupted them a week ago. You're talking about one of the best, the best scoring offense in the FCS, and they shut them down. Only 7 points in the last 52 minutes of that ball game, and right now, that's the same kind of mentality they have here early on in the ball game.
Redbirds 2 for 2 on this drive on 3rd down. Tommy hit and sells it over the head of Sobkowitz. The pressure in his grill as it was Ratu Delano Navati getting home.
Well, he had the one-on-one that he wanted on the outside, just not enough time. Look at 6 defenders coming in and just gets absolutely walloped there from the inside from number 99. And it starts with just the belief that your DBs can hold up on the outside against these top-tier receivers, that you're able to bring 6 men and be able to get after the quarterback.
See if Hayden Futch wants to mess around here with Braden Reed. A freshman, one of the most electric returners, but only has 3 returns over the past 3 weeks. That's why a lot of teams get wise and staying away from the freshman. Nova back on offense when we return. No score after the initial drives for both teams. Welcome back to Villanova, Pennsylvania. Prestigious Catholic University hosting the semifinals. This FCS championship run. Nova trying to make it another championship like they did in 09. Brock Spack, former All-American linebacker at Purdue in the early 80s, winningest coach in Illinois State history. That looks like a guy that doesn't like to deal with drama. He says that's why he loves his team, no drama. And I quote, anybody that encumbers my love for football bothers me, end quote. And there is Mark Ferrante. 39th season at Villanova. Was an assistant when they won it all in 09. He's been the head coach since 2017. A very emotional coach. And 2 coaches that have done a fantastic job this season to get 1 win away from the national championship game. Getting tricky here. Reed off the reverse. Reed trying to turn the corner, tiptoeing, And he's got the first down. He was a spark plug for Villanova on a similar play where he threw a touchdown last week.
Hey, it's unbelievable, man. The trust they have in this young freshman, and you talk to the coaching staff here on this little double reverse. They trust him with everything in this offense, throwing the football, running the football, in the slot, big-time moments in big-time games. Number 83 is going to find a way to get the ball and go out there and make a play. Just so impressed that he's able to do it at such a young age.
He's had the go-ahead touchdown in back-to-back games for Villanova. And here's Isaiah Ragland. Some traffic, he's sifting through it like a champ. Ragland into plus territory, down to the 45-yard line, make it the 43.
It's a nice 1-2 combo with these two running backs. Ragland versus Harvard, 152 rush yards, and you see the little jump cut there. More with the power back, bigger, but still has that elusiveness to find the hole. And right now we've seen through the first two possessions for Villanova the ability to run the football, really leaning on this offensive line.
David Abbott, who was the starting tailback, should be available tonight. He's missed nearly 6 games with a knee issue. There's Ragland wearing Westbrook's famous number 20 jersey. No fancy story behind Ragland wearing 20. It's not like he was bestowed that number by Westbrook. That's simply the number that he was issued.
Yeah, it was available. He just got it. And you look at this Illinois State defense right now. They're playing a lot of two high safeties. So they're going back to this whole heavy box, light box. They're presenting a light box. They trust this front seven is the strength of their defense to go out there and stop the run.
2nd and 8, second drive for the Wildcats tonight. Little pop pass. Antonio Johnson had a first down catch earlier in the game. That was off the mark from McQuaid.
A tight kneecap. Camp was right there, using his lane to muddy up the passing lane for the quarterback. And number 46, you're going to see a ton in this ball game for this defense. He's big, he's physical, 6'3", 240, he can run. And man, when he gets his paws on you, there's very few guys that can break a tackle with number 46 there in the hole.
Illinois State defense really is a family business. Former Redbird Travis Niekamp is a coordinator. Oldest son Ty is the second leading tackler in America. Dexter, also an emerging star. McQuaid, little Houdini act, wants to chuck it deep, has a man, picked off. C.J. Richard got it. And for the second straight week, McQuaid is picked off in the end zone.
Well, not as bad as an interception as a week ago when you're at the 5-yard line. This is like a long punt, but still very uncharacteristic. A week ago, opportunity to get points through an interception. Right there, just throwing it up for grabs. You don't see that often for number 7.
C.J. Richard playing his best under the bright lights. The redshirt freshman from Houston came up with his first career interception last week at UC Davis. How about picks in back-to-back weeks? He did that against Pat McQuaid moments ago. Now for McQuaid, he threw 143 straight passes without an interception going into last week's game, but then was picked off at the end of the opening drive. It's now 2 picks in his last 37 pass attempts.
Well, I guess a good thing for Villanova. He was terrific after that interception, so hopefully got it out of the way if you're a Wildcat fan and is ready to go now. And this one a little less costly than it was a week ago.
See what kind of response we get here from touchdown Tommy Rittenhouse. We'll just put it in the belly of Victor Dawson. That's usually been a good idea. Dawson coming off back-to-back games in which he's had a career high in carries and yards. He's bettered that against UC Davis and what he did against North Dakota State. They've needed him.
They've really relied on him. I think right now you're seeing this Villanova defense say, hey, we're going to commit bodies, especially from the second level on first and second down into the box. A lot of one-on-one man coverage on the outside. Just expect some play-action passes here soon.
Here's one of them. Rittenhouse rolling the pocket, coming back across the middle of the field. Sobkowitz comes up with his second catch of the game. No. The umpire says it hit the turf, incomplete.
I mean, honestly, would not have been surprised if that was a catch. If you've watched Sobkowitz at all this season, especially the last 2 weeks, it is a human highlight reel with some of the catches he's able to make. And clearly, that ball hits the turf, rolls out of his hands. But I mean, every single game where you turn on, he's making one-handed catches, he's making contested catches, 13 contested catches this season, which is 4th in the FCS.
In his career, the most touchdown catches, most overall catches, second most yards in Illinois State history. 3rd and long. Rittenhouse, clean pocket, rifles it, and showing that he can put some RPMs on it, complete to Eddie Casper, the redshirt junior out of Wisconsin.
And Casper does such a nice job in this slot of utilizing his speed to get on top of the defender, so the defender starts to run, and then bam, he's able to break it to the sideline. That ball has to be absolutely perfect on the outside so that safety cannot make a play on it. So beautiful route and an even better throw to the outside.
As OC Tony Peterson says, he's not very big, he's got an average arm, but he is accurate. Rittenhouse displayed it there. Dawson probing left side, just looking for the contact, and he picks up 8.
Well, I want to go back to that about Rittenhouse. I think for a lot of guys who maybe don't have the Josh Allen big arm that can just fire it in there, they learn from an early age that, hey, if I want to play at the higher and higher levels, I have to be able to throw the football earlier, in time, with some accuracy. I can't hold the football on longer.
Here's his 2nd and 2. Dawson remains in the tailback. And Dawson gets the carry. Villanova defender tackles him from the back. Christian Sapp, 2nd leading tackler on this Wildcats team. And that is going to get us to a 3rd and short here.
Yeah, and I anticipate exactly what this offense wants, what this team's identity is built on, is being physical, winning at the lines of scrimmage. Right now, you get to 3rd and short. You got your big running back in there. Give him the football going downhill to get this 1st down.
3rd and 1 for the Redbirds. Got to get it to the 41, and Dawson will. Dawson showing the physicality, using all of that 5'11", 220-pound frame.
He's also using the vision, too. He feels the entire defense we talked about in the first possession. This defense wants to bring bodies inside the tackles, force you to be able to hit the outside. He saw it, broke it to the right, and luckily Christian Sapp, number 22, was there to make the tackle. We could have seen an even more explosive run from the running back.
Went over 1,000 rushing yards on the season last week, with 148 yards against UC Davis. And trying to figure out something with the chains, I believe. And we're going to take a timeout. I believe there's an issue with the chain game. Got to get that figured out. This 2nd FCS semifinal, winner to the national championship game. Not even the Grinch can take that away. The NCAA Women's Volleyball Championship match is tomorrow at 3:30 Eastern on ABC and the ESPN app. Texas A&M taking on Kentucky at the T-Mobile Center in Kansas City. We got some former Kentucky Wildcat flair in this matchup. That's Jake Pope, number 67, starting left tackle for the Redbirds. This is his 7th season of college football.
Oh my gosh.
He began his career playing in the SEC for Kentucky.
It's wild. I always say this about this offensive line. They've been dealing with a lot of injuries. Jake was the right tackle, had injuries over there. He's the right tackle, moved over to the left tackle spot. They've been dealing with some center issues. They've been dealing with some even more right tackle issues as well. So credit to this offensive line, being able to move around, be flexible, and to go out there and produce these incredible running games.
And this game has started just about how you thought it would, with two teams that are very similar, very evenly matched. 2 surprise appearances in the FCS semifinals. Dawson with the carry, just keeps pounding the rock up the middle, picks up 2 yards on first down.
Well, the one thing that this defense wants to do early on, first and second down, you'll see more man-to-man, more pressure. And really, you think third down defense, that's when you think the pressures, that's when they kind of relax a little bit. So a little bit of an inverse from what you traditionally see. And you saw it right there, nickel pressure to add a defender in the box on a known running down. That's what I'm saying, first, second down, be ready at some point for a shot down the field.
Rittenhouse pulls it from Dawson. Putting air under it, looking for the go-to man! Sobkowitz, end zone! Daniel Sobkowitz, his 17th touchdown catch of the season, the best mark in the FCS.
Oh, we just said it, at some point you're going to have to take a play-action pass down the field shot to take advantage of some of these one-on-one press coverage corners that we've seen so far in this ball game. And right there you saw it. Sobkowitz so good, really fighting through the hand contact there on the go ball, able to get on top, create some separation.
What makes that even more amazing is the fact it was Samir Dawood in coverage. That is the first time Dawood has allowed a touchdown in coverage all season long, and it comes against arguably the best receiver in the FCS.
Right there, play action. Look at the safeties up, especially in the box, trying to stop the run. It is just one-on-one press coverage on the outside. And these receivers have to understand to continue to fight. You have to be physical. And Zabuski was able to get more physical there, get on top, and a beautiful throw down the field as well from his quarterback.
Illinois State with the early 7-0 lead. Coming off the win on the road at UC Davis, 42-31. That final score is a little deceiving. It was a 41-17 lead with 3.5 minutes left. Short kick, and this will set up Pat McQuaid with solid field position. Time for a response. Last time down, interception in the end zone. That's what he did on the first drive against Tarleton State, and then locked in and was nailed.
Well, it's funny. It feels very similar. He threw an interception last week. Tarleton State comes right back and throws a big explosive play down the field for a touchdown, and then really this offense settled in from there. So the identity of this offense is not going to change. It's going to be running the football. Yeah, Pat McQuaid has to do a better job against his zone defense taking care of the football.
David Abbott now checks in at tailback. He's missed the last 5 games after suffering a knee injury against Towson. Abbott with his first carry back, and flags are down after he picks up 4.5.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense. Number 56. 15-yard penalty. First down.
That comes against Garrett Steffen, the leading sack artist for this Illinois State defense. And clear as day.
Clear as day, and going to Abbott being back in this game, really excited about him. Powerful running back, can really do it all. The question is just how much can he play? Just not really in that game shape. So just easing him into the ball game here late in the first quarter.
Third team CAA selection despite missing last 5 games. He is that good. Back-to-back carries and met in the middle by Garrett Steffen. No face mask that time. Dexter Kneecap was also there.
It's just funny. You have Mace playing at a really high level. Ragland also has been playing really well here in the playoffs. And then that's not even technically, quote-unquote, your best running back. So now you throw in another weapon back there at the running back spot. Villanova should be ecstatic to have number 24 join what has been one of the best running groups here in the playoffs.
Third drive for Villanova. McQuaid, another deep shot, one-on-one coverage. Luke Kalala cannot haul it in. Shadwell Kuba, the second team AP All-American with the PBU.
Well, I like taking your shot down the field. Same thing, I think both teams, Illinois State too, realizing that, hey, the refs are going to let us play on the outside. We can get physical, just like Villanova's getting physical with their cornerbacks. We're going to do the same thing. Kuba stride for stride with Villanova's top receiver there.
Third and 10 for McQuaid. Hit as he throws. Kopecki. What a touch! Lucas Kopecki off the dime from Pat McQuaid.
mean, what a throw. They're going to bring what we call the pipe blitz, both linebackers, and then the safety coming right between them. Safety coming right at the chest. The quarterback, McQuaid, stands in there and throws an absolute dime down the field.
26 straight games with a catch for Lucas Kopecki. And now McQuaid set up to get Villanova on the board. This is a hard part. McQuaid keeps. This was the type of play that he had in that opener against Tarleton State. And he threw a pick in the end zone.
Well, both picks the past 2 weeks have been when he's rolling to his weak sides or rolling to the right, trying to make a play. Right there, Wisely just throws it away.
Well, you got a earful from Chris Bowden, his offensive coordinator, who's been there, done that. The most
There is no foul for intentional grounding as the ball was legally grounded near the sideline. Second down.
Bowden, the most prolific quarterback in Villanova history. He played on those fantastic teams with Brian Finneran and Brian Westbrook. And he is tight with his first-year quarterback, Pat McQuaid. 2 for 7 start tonight for the Nova quarterback. Mace to his left. Mace gets the carry, and Jabril Mace falls forward to the 5-yard line. 811 rushing yards for Mace in the previous 6 games. He has become a star with David Abbott hurt.
Well, he also is not the biggest of running backs either. 5'9", 175. And we talk about his home run ability, but the thing that's been most impressive here throughout the playoffs, just the physicality in which he runs the football. And you see why they keep him in here, even on these red zone situations. They believe that he could get those nitty-gritty yards.
3rd and goal. Wildcats trying to tie this thing up. McQuaid will scamper, but will not get free. Slammed by Mason Kaplan, a former quarterback at Valpo before transferring to Illinois State.
This marks the end of the first quarter.
And we go to the end of the first quarter. A trip to Nashville and the FCS National Championship is on the line. Who wants to take on Montana State? The early edge for Illinois State, a 7-0 lead here in Villanova, Pennsylvania. Villanova, moments ago, Lauren with Brock's back.
Coach Pack, you take the early 7-0 lead. What did you like there from your football team there in the first quarter?
Well, I liked how we responded at receiver. We were getting held up a lot, and I thought Sopkowitz did a good job of battling for the football and won. Attack a little bit better on defense. You know, we hit him a couple times in the backfield and hadn't got him on the ground, so that's got to clean up.
Thanks so much, Coach.
Appreciate you.
Well,
not the cleanest of snaps right there, but Jack Barnum is able to put it through. 22-yard field goal attempt is good. So after getting inside the red zone, it's a win for Illinois State, and at least the Wildcats are on the board.
Yeah, for Villanova, coming off that interception the previous possession, to get some points right there, just get on the scoreboard feels pretty good. But I love what Coach said about that physicality on the outside. That's something they preach to the receivers the entire week. You have to match it. You have to fight through it. So I know he's proud of the way those guys came out there and played.
That is the OC for Villanova, Chris Bowden. 7th season as the offensive coordinator. Cut his teeth as a play caller in the Arena League and has brought some of those concepts here back to his alma mater. This is a monumental mountain that Illinois State is trying to climb after Montana State got the win earlier tonight against Montana. Home teams have now won 17 straight semifinals. 2016, the last time a road team won. James Madison against Youngstown. And a flag is down.
Free kick, out of bounds, kicking team. The ball will be placed at the 35-yard line. First down.
So Tommy Rittenhouse in Illinois State will take over at the 35-yard line. And last time down the field, it was Rittenhouse, Sobkowitz, the familiar combination for the folks back in Normal, Illinois.
Well, let's see if they slow down this aggressive Villanova defense after that explosive pass play for the touchdown. And we saw what the run helps upset the pass. Plays like that are going to help set up the run, loosen up those second and third level defenders.
Dawson already has 8 carries. Rittenhouse pulls it from him, shoots it downfield, and on the comeback, it's bobbled. Luke Maylander was the intended target, and it is a catch for Maylander, Missouri Valley Football Conference Freshman of the Year.
We head into this game, 42 receptions on the outside for the redshirt freshman. And it's not all about number 2, 13 in the slot, Casper. Maylander on the outside as well. This is a deep receiving core.
Lord and Maylander, the young pups, they're freshmen. Rittenhouse, solid with his legs. Can he outrun Shane Hartzell? The answer is no. Shane Hartzell is the dude of this Villanova defense, showing why it was a first-team CAA pick for the 2nd straight year.
And Rittenhouse can absolutely move too. So to see number 30 run stride for stride, I just want to see if this was a face mask though. Hands get up there, and you see Rittenhouse get up immediately asking, hey ref, he grabbed my face mask. That was on the other sideline. I think that would have been a little bit more of a go at throwing that yellow flag for a 15-yard penalty, but still, man, Hartzell, the brand, protect the brand. That's been the same for this defense the entire year. Really the heart and soul of this football team.
Linebackers are nasty for Nova. Rittenhouse, clean pocket, all sorts of confusion downfield. There was contact. Maylander got bumped. So did Dylan Lord, and that thing had no chance for success.
And you have 2 receivers running in the same direction. They run into each other. So I don't know if there's a little bit more miscommunication from both those receivers or if it was just that physicality that we'll continue to talk about from these DBs pushing those guys together.
3rd and 11. Fans here at Villanova Stadium getting into it.
Sobkowitz going to be at the bottom of your screen. If they play 2 high safeties, you'll work to the field. If they rotate the single high, you like number 2.
Nova jumped. Free play. Capri Martin was offsides. And too high for Scotty Preston. But they're going to have another 3rd down shot.
Offside. Defense. Number 0. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Now, you don't want to give big number 0 a head start because he is wrecking offenses coming off the edge for Nova.
Well, it's such a great indicator. Going back to what we were talking about previously before that penalty right there. When you put your best receiver backside in any 3-by-1 formation, it really allows the quarterback to get a declaration, 2 high, single high, and then you can work away from that safety rotation.
From 3rd and 11 to 3rd and 6. Pressure up the middle. Dawson picked it up. The freshman Lord hauls it in. 1st down toss from Tommy Rittenhouse to Dylan Lord. Lord, 59 catches now on the season. The most for a freshman in Redbirds history.
Yeah, the previous record was 37. I mean, completely shattered the record for receptions for a freshman, and he's just got some really good speed on the outside. You saw it a week ago. He ran a beautiful inside fade, utilized that speed to get on top of the defenders, so these guys are a little bit scared of him. From there, was able to break underneath to get the catch for the 1st down.
As Sobkowitz broke Tyrone Walker's school record with his 1st catch for most catches in a career. Lord on pace to beat them all. And right into the heart of the Villanova defense goes Victor Dawson. That's now 10 carries for Dawson. Dawson and Rittenhouse, the only Redbird players that have toted the bill.
I know we're focusing right there. The camera is on the run play, but there is a lot of pushing and shoving and screaming going on the outside right now. New and Essiem, number 38 on the outside, who got called for a bunch of penalties a week ago, getting a little too physical with the receivers for Illinois State.
Second and 9, Rittenhouse standing tall, one-on-one. Maylander got shoved out of bounds, and there is the flag on Zamir Dawood. They're locked down.
Pass interference, defense. Number 2, 15-yard penalty, automatic 1st down.
But this is something that the Illinois coaching staff wanted to put in the heads of the officials here that Villanova sometimes a little too physical and too handsy on the perimeter.
Yeah, I mean, you can't just grab the jersey of a receiver and just throw him out of bounds. I think that was a little bit of a wake-up call, too, for Villanova and their DBs of, hey, man, we got away with it early on in this game in the first quarter. Got to be a little bit more careful right now. These refs are on high alert with the way these guys have played so far to start this ball game.
Illinois State, the lone team remaining from the Missouri Valley Football Conference, the dominant football conference on the FCS level. Pressure in Rittenhouse's face. Hartzell nearly got him. Could not complete the deal. Rittenhouse goes down. The pass is incomplete. And there's no flag. And slow to get up is 22 Christian Sapp for the Wildcats.
I didn't see a receiver in the vicinity. And it becomes
There is no foul for intentional grounding. The quarterback was outside the tackle box, and the ball reached the line of scrimmage, second down.
It looked like initially he was outside, then gets back inside the tackle box, like he gets back inside. That's pretty close, Lowell.
And that is Mark Ferrante stating his case. Instead, incomplete pass, 2nd and 10 for Tommy Rittenhouse, the man that refuses to lose, in the words of his head coach, Brock Spack. It's been a magical run. Unseated, 1 win away from the national championship game. Dawson blows by Hartzell and picks up the first down. Another element to Victor Dawson's game.
The thing I love about this, look at the formation. They're going to condense everyone in. So you get all these defenders inside the box, essentially, and then you just throw a little swing route to your running back in the flat. He's able to gain leverage instantly on the linebacker. You just got to give him a nice, easy, accurate pass, which Rittenhouse does. You're able to catch and get the first down.
Rittenhouse had that 5-interception game in the Fargo Dome, but still was able to battle back and upset the top seed North Dakota State Bison. Dawson, carry yet again. Richie Kimmel with the tackle.
Nothing's been super sexy in the run game right now, but they're going to continue to stay committed to it, to keep it on the mind of this Villanova defense, and then utilize shots to the outside, shots down the field. But really love the game plan right now, offensively mixing it up with the pass, the run, the play action, and a variety of formations as well from Illinois State.
Meanwhile, Dawson is a throwback. This guy refuses to leave the game. Rittenhouse with the forward pitch. Javon Charles is brought down inside the 5-yard line. Charles coming up with his 17th catch of the season. Just his 2nd in 4 playoff games.
Well, there's another 2nd down play action. Get your quarterback on the move. You're going to see pressure on the outside. Everyone's thinking it's a run play. Safety's going to try and tackle the running back. If you give a more accurate pass to the tight end, keep him in stride where he doesn't have to turn around, that might have been a touchdown for Illinois State.
8 straight wins on the road, the longest active road winning streak on the FCS level. 23 straight wins at home for Villanova. That's the longest home winning streak. Rittenhouse, right side, low throw, bobbled incomplete, looking for Dylan Lord.
Yeah, that's a throw that he makes in his sleep. They got exactly what they wanted. Everyone thinks run, motion inside. You're going to get what we call a natural rub with the 2 receivers to the field. Lord, he's open. You just got to put it on. Essentially, you put it on the number 4. He catches it and can fall in the end zone for a touchdown. So back-to-back little inaccurate passes there for number 16.
This is where Sobkowitz, number 2, bottom of the screen, is so lethal. Dawson, nowhere to go. Hartzell met him, drove him backwards. Richie Kimmel there as well. And the Villanova defense, the strength are the linebackers, and those linebackers are flexing.
Oh, yeah. Kimmel, Hartzell. We've seen Hartzell making plays. Bursey, number 32, really showed up a week ago, but we're seeing right now 44 Kimmel coming in this game with 44 tackles. Nice job getting there to stop the run. But, yeah, now all eyes are on number 2. Where can you get him matched up? He's going to be one-on-one bottom of the screen. So if you see that safety stare at the top, he'll probably work to the field. If any sort of rotation, you like that matchup with a 6'3" receiver.
3rd and goal, Illinois State, what you got? Touchdown, Tommy Rittenhouse is bottled up and dropped. The flag is down as he was tackled at the 2-yard line by Aiden Howard.
And I think we're getting a face mask.
Personal foul, face mask, defense. Half distance goal, automatic first down. Number 16 stay in the game as his helmet came off due to foul.
These are the penalties that nearly cost Villanova the game against Tarleton State on that last drive by the Texans, where Nova was able to hold on 4th down. You had too many penalties like this.
Well, last week they had 6 first downs that were given to Tarleton State because of penalties. That cannot happen again tonight.
Victor Dawson, 5'11", 220. Gets the carry, tries to muscle forward, and muscles in. The 2nd touchdown of the night for the Redbirds, and the Road Warriors looking comfortable away from their home in Normal.
Well, you get a second chance, you give it to the big running back downhill. We talked about it. Number 5, when he gets going and he gets behind his shoulder pads, it is hard to stop the 5'11", 220-pound rumbling, stumbling running back.
Nothing is phasing this Redbird team. A team that trailed the #1 national seed North Dakota State on the road 28-14 early in the 4th quarter, only to come back and get that win. This is nothing on the road at Villanova. Dawson driving in, and it's 14-3, spot for the Natty on the line. The FCS playoffs continue with the championship game January 5th on ESPN. For more information, visit NCAA.com, the home for all NCAA championships. Brawl of the Wild, one of the best rivalries that we have in college football, period. For the first time, it was a playoff edition. Montana State, the 2 seed, ran away from the Grizz late. So back-to-back years now, Montana State going to the national championship game. They will await the winner of this one, Illinois State and Villanova. First time that we've had a semifinal since the playoff went to the current format back in 2013, when we have a semifinal with 2 teams that were not top 8 national seeds. Illinois State unseeded, Villanova the 12th seed. Short kick, scooped up at the 25-yard line and advanced to the 35. A quick break, and Pat McQuaid will try to get a tutty for Villanova on the other side of this break. Actually a pleasant night right outside Philly, 32 degrees. Feels like 30. But I think Villanova wanted this to be a little colder, considering they take a lot of pride in the fact that they don't have an indoor here. So they have to practice in the elements. And it was really cold in the nights leading up to this game, but this
It's not too bad. Boy, it was really windy too yesterday, and the wind's starting to pick up a little bit right now, so we'll see how these quarterbacks have to judge it. We saw it for those who watched the Miami A&M game today. Horrendous wind there at Kyle Field affected the kicking game and the quarterbacks.
Second drive, Pat McQuaid threw a pick in the end zone. Third drive, stalled at the 10-yard line, settled for a field goal. Jabril Mace making sure this 4th drive gets started off with a bang. Patrick Bauer makes the tackle, but not after he picked up the first.
Speaking about a bang, this offense definitely needs an explosive play right here. You look at the last 3 drives, punt, interception, field goal. They felt like a week ago they were just a block away from creating that explosive run, pass, whatever they needed to get going. It happened about this time in the ball game a week ago is when they started to pick it up a little bit. So to see if number 4 can create something.
Exact same score. They were down 14-3 against Tarleton State, the 4 seed who they knocked off. McQuaid, Kopecky. Kopecky's had the big catch so far, 37 yards down the sideline. That was on the last drive that set up the 22-yard field goal. Sis
Guys, Kopecky actually coming off that last drive ran into the locker room. It looked like he was dealing with something lower body. He came back out of the locker room during that drive, was running around here on the sidelines on the bike. He was touching the left side of his lower abdomen. Looked like he was in a little bit of pain, but seems like he's good to go now.
Seen a catch for Luke Colella, leading receiver for the Wildcats. Mace, so shifty and deadly when he finds a seam. Almost punched it home there. Takes it inside the 35-yard line.
And he says, give me more, give me more. And that's what I love about this offense, too. Some of these motions, they'll flex the running back out, then they'll bring him in, and then quick snap. But usually when you bring a running back in, a lot of times that gives the quarterback an opportunity to check, is it man, is it zone? And defenses are kind of waiting for that. Not Villanova. They get him back there, they snap it pretty quickly, and allows him to stay on the move and use his speed.
6th most all-purpose yard to the FCS. Slow mesh. And trying to tunnel under the tackle to about the 30-yard line is Jabril Mace. A helmet pops off, belonging to the left tackle, Stephon Voltaire. And he will have to leave the field, and so Brian Cregan, backup left tackle, comes in his place. And they will kick out Timmy Joro-Tutu now to play left tackle. Dominant Villanova offensive line, all 5 starters, multi-year starters for the Wildcats. Braden Reed gets the toss. Reed tries to get a block. He does get one from Mace, and Reed cuts it up for the first down.
I think there's some hesitation from the defense because same play a week ago, Reed pulls up and throws a touchdown down the field. So I think there's some hesitation of, oh, could he pull it and run? So that's why you put it on tape the week before it has success. You come back to it and say, hey, we're just going to have him run the football right there, utilize his speed to get to the edge to get another first down for this offense.
3 playoff games leading up to this. The freshman, 13 catches, 173 receiving yards. Just scratching the surface on what he can become. Nova needs to find the end zone. And Jabril Mace got popped. Running right to the teeth of this Redbirds defense. Grant Steffen was there to make the tackle.
Oh, just keep running the football. These safeties are about 15 yards deep right now. They're hoping for their outside linebackers are going to have to trigger to add defenders inside the box, but this offensive line on this possession, this run game, doing a really good job handling the front 5 of this defense. So continue to run the football until you add a safety into the run box.
Not good in the red zone last week. 1 touchdown and 3 trips. A field goal in their only trip before this tonight. Off the fingertips and a dangerous pass. It was nearly picked off by C.J. Richard. Picked off McQuaid in the second drive for Nova.
You're running the ball great. You're getting downhill. You're getting 3, 4, 5, 6 yards a chunk. You're in that 2nd and 6 situation. Once again, it presented a light box, 2 high safeties. I don't know why you'd want to get away from the run right now.
3rd and 6. Wildcats just 1 of 4. Isaiah Ragland is the tailback. Redbirds bring 4 in miscommunication. He was looking for Brandon Bukowski. He only has 11 catches on the year. And Chadwell Kuba was in coverage. 4th down.
And that's one that McQuaid does not miss. They take a lot of pride on those outside stop routes. The coaching staff told us this week, the quarterbacks actually go to practice, close their eyes, do the drop, and throw those routes and hit them more times than not. That's just how comfortable they are with the drop and where to throw the football. I saw him warming up, making those throws, making it look like they were easy. So just a little bit of a mistake and a little bit off there for number 7.
35-yard attempt from Barnum, connected from 31 and 42 to beat Tarleton State, and he is 2 for 2 tonight. The lone point in the red zone for Villanova. Still in this, 14-6. Redbirds with the lead here outside Philly. Oh, let's be real. Last season, the first-round games in the CFP, there wasn't a lot of drama. We had plenty of drama in the first 2, with Alabama racing a 17-point deficit in Norman to beat OU. Indiana will have his hands full. And what a game earlier today in College Station. The Miami defense, legit. Able to pull that one out 10-3, picking off Marcel Reed in the end zone to wrap that one up.
Yeah, and their offense, you take care of the football. That's what they've done the last month of the season for the Hurricanes. Take care of the football, get it to your playmaker, especially Tony, but just play great defense. I cannot wait for that matchup next week between them and Ohio State.
2 field goals for Villanova in the red zone, 2 touchdowns for the Redbirds. Chris Taylor had himself a kick return for a touchdown last week. One of the plays that really sparked the win against UC Davis. Tommy Rittenhouse has been locked in. 8 of 16, 116 yards. He's got the 53-yard touchdown pass to Daniel Sobkowitz. But what he's done, more importantly than anything else, is protecting the football.
Yeah, he's protecting the football right now. He's been accurate. These receivers have been fighting through contact. I really just like and love Tony Pearson's game plan right now, mixing up the run and pass, and then taking some play action passes on 1st and 2nd down against this aggressive Villanova defense.
Seth Glatz checks in for the first time, coming off his best performance of his career, 5 carries, 85 yards, 2 touchdowns against the Aggies. Rittenhouse throws to Glatz, beautiful touch! Glatz has the sideline, and Alana Green! Omari Barsi finally brings him down at the 10-yard line. Back-to-back games that Seth Glatz has broken off huge gains. 58 yards last week, 69 yards here tonight.
Just on cue, Villanova is going to bring a ton of pressure, and you're going to sneak the running back right by both blitzing linebackers. There's a miscommunication of which of those guys is responsible for number 21, and a beautiful up and over pass from Rittenhouse, and it's just a race to the end zone from there.
The accuracy that Tony Peterson raves about from his senior quarterback. Rittenhouse rolls, pump fakes, and a low throw to Maylander that was behind him as well, incomplete.
Well, it's not only the accuracy too low, it's the recognition. It's the seeing the pressure. Hey, they're bringing a blitz from the boundary, and I have the ability to buy a little bit of time for my running back on the wheel route, get it up and over, and then that's when that accuracy comes into play. And obviously, he wished he maybe had a little bit more accuracy on that previous pass, would have been another touchdown.
An elite red zone offense, 75% of the red zone trips end up in the end zone, the 5th best percentage in the FCS. Rittenhouse on the slant, Daniel Sobkowitz, who his OC Tony Pearson says is the best slant runner I've ever seen.
Was on full display, play action. You're going to get an inside fade with the outside slant from Sobkowitz, and he just uses his size and speed, sets him up within that 6'3", 205 frame, able to hold off Asiam on the outside, presents his numbers to the quarterback very nicely, and an easy pitch and catch for the touchdown.
That is now 40 receiving touchdowns in the career of Daniel Sobkowitz, the most dominating receiver in Illinois State program history.
Let's go back to how they got into the red zone. Wheel route, pressure in the face of the quarterback. We said it early on in this game. You throw in the pressure. They did right there, found the running back, almost able to get in the end zone there. But find a way off the play action. You see all those Villanova defenders committed to stopping the run, and then you got one-on-one with one of the best receivers in the FCS on his specialty route, the slant, able to win to get in the end zone for another touchdown.
A Villanova team that's been red hot. 11 straight wins. Only Montana State, the team that's playing in the national championship game, has a longer active winning streak. Yet in that streak, 21 points put up here by Illinois State, the most that Nova has allowed in that 11-game winning streak. Nothing phases this Redbirds squad. Brock's back head coach says we're really good with adversity, which is why we like playing on the road. We like being the underdog. Gabriel Mace trying to bring Villanova back, as both these teams have made their living this postseason being the underdog. Villanova opened up, pounding Harvard here at Villanova. Then they went to Lehigh, a rivalry game. Did not score in the first half. Trailed in the second half. Braden Reed brought them back, got the decisive score. And then last week, a 14-0 hole on the road in Stephenville, Texas against the 4 seed Tarleton State. Villanova was able to claw back, get that win. Does Pat McQuaid, transfer quarterback, have some more magic left for Nova? Driving the football has not been the issue. Finishing has. Here's Isaiah Ragland trying to cut his way through Illinois State's defense. And Cam Wilson makes a stop.
Yeah, and the way Illinois State has been able to move the ball on offense, you really do not want to give them the ball back here in the first half. 3:30 to go. You would love to have one of those long drives that you've been able to muster up here in the second quarter, but paid off with a touchdown before you go into the locker room.
Back-to-back for Ragland, and puts a knee camp on the ground. Ty Niekamp, second leading tackler in America, lost his footing.
You don't see that often from Niekamp. He is just such a sure tackler, and he's got the length, he's got the size. There at 6'3", 240, so tough to make that young man miss in the open field.
First team AP All-American. His dad, Travis, wore 90 for the Illinois State defense back in the day and is now his defensive coordinator. That is what Ty Niekamp typically does, engulfing ball carriers right at the line of scrimmage.
I'm going to say, make me miss once, it ain't going to happen again, and that's what we're used to seeing from Niekamp, being able to get in the backfield, and then once he's got his mitts on you, you are not getting out of number 46 grass there. Nice job getting in the backfield.
His dad told us Ty does not come off the field. He is that valuable to this team. McQuaid, long throw and batted down. Cam Wilson broke it up. His DC, Travis Niekamp, says he's had a quiet, great season for the Redbirds.
Well, McQuaid is late on this throw, allows Cam Wilson, who has a tremendous break on the route, to see it and then get there, but that ball should have already been in the hands of Colella, who has been very quiet a week ago. And Niekamp on the left's got to be really happy the way his defense has come out to stop this pass game for Villanova.
Been a proud dad watching his sons, Ty and Dexter, do their thing. McQuaid on third down, nearly picked off right through the fingertips of Mason Kaplan. McQuaid got away with one of those last week against Tarleton State as well.
And it's just some hesitation there from McQuaid, and Kaplan, who already has 2 interceptions on this season, just goes right through his hands. Could have been a costly interception, and now they're able to get the ball back. We talk about the middle 8. They'll have the ball here, 3 timeouts, 2 minutes to go to see if they put some more points on the board.
Eddie Casper fields it at the 25-yard line. That will take us to the 2-minute time. On the other side, Illinois State still has all 3 timeouts remaining and looking for another big blow here in the FCS semifinals at Villanova. Mr. Kevin Connors, thank you so much. This is shocking for a team that has shocked America for this entire FCS playoff season. The Illinois State Redbirds, out of the Missouri Valley Football Conference, unseeded. Pulled off one of the great upsets in FCS history, going to Fargo to beat #1 national seed North Dakota State. Followed that up with a road win against UC Davis. Now here they are against the 12 seed Villanova with a 21-6 lead, and Tommy Rittenhouse is looking for more. Victor Dawson will not get out of the tackle, and that is Delano Navati in the backfield, TFL.
Coming right in there, too. Really nice job to get in the backfield. And 3 timeouts to go. Clock will stop on first downs. This is when Rittenhouse is at his best.
3-man rush for Villanova. Rittenhouse pump fakes and slides his way forward. That will be well short of the line to gain, but sets up a manageable 3rd down situation.
That's the first time we've really seen the explosiveness from number 16 when things are open down the field, utilizing his legs to be able to get some positive yards. I know you're up 21-6, but I think you get the playmakers to push it here to get some more points for halftime.
Dawson, 13 carries, 35 yards, one of the 3 Redbird touchdowns. It's going to be Rittenhouse to throw, and he goes to the go-to man, Sobkowitz. Another clutch catch, number 4 in the game.
Well, he faked the slant route and then broke it to the outside. You just showed the slant for a touchdown on the previous drive. And right now you're going to fake the slant, DB bites, and then you break it out. Accurate throw, is able to catch it and then smartly get out of bounds to save a timeout and stop the clock.
By the time this game is over, Sobkowitz could hold the career records at Illinois State for touchdown catches, and yards. Redbirds still all 3 timeouts. Tommy Rittenhouse lets it fly. Sobkowitz, that could be PI if it's not picked off. They're saying incomplete, but Sobkowitz.
The ruling on the field is an incomplete pass, second down.
Sobkowitz had to tackle Zamir Dawood to keep that from being picked off.
I love it, man. Listen, if you can't get the ball as a receiver, do whatever you can to make sure that the defense does not catch it as well. The ball clearly hits the ground. Nice job by Dawood, though, staying on top of that post route.
Is that offensive PI?
Yes, it's offensive PI, but they never call any penalties on offense. They don't call they don't call offensive pass interference.
So we'll just call it a heady play by a senior.
It was a very heady play. Even if it was a PI, you'd still take it, though.
It's been a good battle with Dawood and Sobkowitz.
Delay of game, offense, number 16, 5-yard penalty, second down.
Earlier in the game, Sobkowitz scored on Dawood in coverage. It marked the first time that Villanova's lockdown corner has allowed a touchdown in coverage this season. Redbirds have scored on their last 3 drives. Winner faces Montana State and Nashville with a natty. Dawson on the delay. Dawson to the middle of the field and picks up the first down.
A perfect time for the delay. You get the big bodies going up front. They're going to drop 8 in coverage. Then you see number 68, Woodard, essentially running like a running back up to the 2nd and 3rd level, 10 yards down the field before he even has to make a block.
Under 40 seconds. Rittenhouse pressure, dumps it to Dawson, lets that fall incomplete. Capri Martin was up
second down.
as well as Novelty.
Well, it's only a 3-man rush. Nice job by Martin to be able to get in the backfield, and you're actually happy as an offense that ball hit the ground to preserve those timeouts and stop the clock and probably not lose any yards as well. Still 3 timeouts to go. If you don't get the first down here, you think about using that first one after this play.
Tony Peterson, we saw the offensive coordinator, played for a national championship as a quarterback at Marshall, won 2 titles as an assistant at his alma mater on the FCS level. Rittenhouse trying to get away from Hartzell, throws on the run and just throws it away. Great hands by the ball boy on the sideline, by the way. That was
great
nice.
hands, great
Like
hands.
Sobkowitz. Little toe touch as well.
The wind looks like from up here, look at the flags, looks like the wind's going against them right now. Let's take a look.
Here's the ball boy.
Let's judge him.
Come on now. Oh, yeah.
He got a foot in the grass too. Got a foot in before he went to the track.
Out of the way, guy.
Don't be afraid. Middle of the field can still be used with those 3 timeouts in your pocket if they want to play 2 high safeties.
Illinois State dominating on 3rd down. 6 conversions. Rittenhouse to Maylander. Dawood picks it off. Zamir Dawood
First down, Villanova.
allows the threat with his 2nd pick of the season.
Or they say ball don't lie. The first one was a pass interference in the offense that doesn't get called. So he's able to then, once again, stride for stride with the receiver, go out there and make a play. And you understand from Rittenhouse standpoint, you just got 3rd and long, throw it up there. Essentially a punt here at the end of the first half.
Stop the bleeding. That's what that was. Villanova has had multiple trips inside the red zone only leading to 2 field goals. And a 21-6 lead for Illinois State, spot the national championship game on the line. 21 points so against a Villanova defense that was holding opponents to 15 points per game in their 11-game winning streak. Only bettered by Montana State, the team that has already punched a ticket to the FCS championship game. Time to go to the studio. Kevin Connors with Ronnie Jones and Jay Skywalker. You are watching the FCS Championship semifinals on ESPN. Another shocking development here on the campus of Villanova. It's Illinois State, the ultimate road warrior, with a 21-6 lead on Villanova. Winner of this game moves on to the national championship game to take on 2-seed Montana State, who defeated Montana earlier today. With that, hello and welcome back to Villanova. I'm Laura Galindo with Aaron Murray. Lauren Sisler will join us from the sideline. Now, this is how shocking this game is at this point. 17 straight semifinal matchups at the FCS level have been won by the home team. Yet it's Illinois State with a commanding lead. Is this surprising to you?
Well, I'm a little bit surprised Villanova's pass game right now. Pat McQuaid, 4 of 13, 1 interception in the first half. And this is the Illinois State defense. In the pass defense has not been great this season, 103rd in the FCS. So Villanova's got to find a way to get their quarterback in rhythm, get him some easy completions here in the second half, because if they can't throw the football, it's going to be a long second half for Villanova as well.
But remember, it's going to be Illinois State starting with the football. Villanova won the toss, but wanted to start with the rock. Eventually had to punt it away. Illinois State had 3 straight drives with touchdowns. However, the final drive of the first half started out with about 2 minutes left in it with an interception. Villanova has gotten inside the red zone twice, but only 2 field goals to show for it. It's a short kick. Marquand Gary has an opportunity, looking for the sideline, balled up around the 25-yard line. Ball is out. At least that is what Villanova is saying.
Ruling on the field is a fumble recovered by Illinois State. First down.
Let's check in with Lauren Sisler.
Yeah, guys, talking to Coach Spack going into the locker room, he was very pleased with the way his team performed overall, especially the receivers, how big they stepped up against a physical secondary. He liked the explosive plays. He said, we got to continue with that. And he said, really, the name of the game here, the narrative will be, we've got to score every single time we get the football.
Victor Dawson has one of those touchdowns and has rarely left the playing field. 14 carries, 51 yards. However, Seth Glatz had one of the biggest plays out of the backfield in the first half for the Redbirds. Deep shot, and Sobkowitz nearly hauled it in with one hand. Newton Essiem running with him.
I'm more surprised when Sobkowitz doesn't make one-handed catches after what we've seen the past couple weeks. He's just such a terrific receiver. You put the ball anywhere in the vicinity of number 2, there's a good chance he comes down with it. And I mean, this is what they did in the first half. Well, first and second down, mixing up between when they throw it, when they pass, or excuse me, when they run it, utilizing the play action to really counter how aggressive Villanova is early on in first and second down.
And here is Dawson. Huge hole left side. Tries to say, get off me. But refusing to do so is Christian Sapp, second leading tackler. That is quite the feat to bring down Dawson, 220 pounds.
I was about to say that, man. When he gets going downhill, 5, he's not a burner by any means. He had a great run last week, was able to show off some of his speed, but he's just physical, hard to bring down. We saw some of that in the first half. So for 22, Christian Sapp, really impressive tackle here on the first drive defensively.
3rd and 5. 6 for 9 on 3rd down tonight.
And look, safety showing possible rotation. Look for number 2 at the bottom of the screen.
Sobkowitz one-on-one, going to him. Sticky hands, first down. Catch number 5 for the all-time leading receiver in Illinois State history.
So they're going to show 2 high safeties. As soon as that free safety goes to the middle of the field, as a quarterback, you know I have one-on-one with one of the best receivers in the FCS on the backside, and you're going to take that. It's kind of like when I had A.J. Green backside. Yeah. Anytime I saw one-on-one, I was like, okay, I know where I'm going. That's the same kind of feeling that you have right now with Sobkowitz anytime you get that one-on-one matchup.
2 touchdown catches in the first half, 7 in the playoffs. Healthy dose of Dawson. He's got a crease. Dawson trying to show the getaway sticks. All the blue jerseys flying in his wake. Dawson picks up 27 yards.
I mean, they have everyone on the defense at the line of scrimmage. Look at everyone. There is no one that's not within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage. So if you can break through that initial surge, there's no one left. I mean, there's no one. You're just chasing at that point Victor Dawson, hoping that he doesn't make it to the end zone. So nice job staying alive defensively. But if you're going to commit to the run like that, you risk opening up some major lanes for some explosive runs.
Longest run by either team tonight, closing in on 3 straight games with 100. Tommy Rittenhouse, one-on-one, being held, and Sobkowitz is able to draw the flag. That was Newton Essiem in coverage, sophomore cornerback out of Maryland.
Pass interference, defense, automatic first down.
When you throw that ball further down the field, it's a touchdown. One-on-one with Mr. Grabby Grab himself, Newton Essiem, who's been called for a plethora of holding calls in the past 2 weeks.
And there is the Nova head coach, Mark Ferrante. Some tense moments here as he knows the significance of this opening drive for Illinois State, especially since they have changed their style of play in the postseason, playing a lot more keep away, a lot more time of possession for a team that went up-tempo in the regular season. And falling down after making the catch is Dylan Lord, second leading receiver on this team. He's just a freshman.
I always say that time of possession. It's interesting. Illinois State, regular season, 28 minutes, time of possession. That's what they were doing. So under half the game, they had the ball on offense. In the playoffs, the 3 playoff games, they're averaging 35 minutes of possession time. So they've been dominating that category. In this game, first half, they had the ball 13 minutes there in the first half. So they're doing a good job taking care of the football on that side.
2nd and 9 for Tommy Rittenhouse. Here's Dawson. Now, part of the time of possession discrepancy and difference has been when you turn the football over 5 times against North Dakota State, allow 2 non-offensive touchdowns, that's going to skew that stat. And then against UC Davis, a team that is known to push the tempo, they got the football and just said, we're going to sit on this, just take you out of that rhythm.
Yeah, I mean, right now, they've been owning it this game as well, keeping Villanova off the field, really not allowing Villanova to get in any sort of rhythm to be able to put full drives together. And I think right now, too, you look at it and say, hey, if we can continue to move the football, score points, and own time of possession, we're going to win this football game.
Huge 3rd down for the Nova defense. Here comes the pressure. Rittenhouse throws it up. Sobkowitz cannot haul it in. Dawood in coverage for the Wildcats defense.
That's the matchup that we're going to want to watch this second half. 2-on-2. Dawood, the top cornerback who got his first touchdown thrown on him here in this game for the season. Against one of the top receivers in the FCS.
Demille Bostic for Nova is favoring his arm. He's the man that had the game-sealing PBU against Tarleton State in the end zone last week. 35-yard attempt here from Matt Maldonado, and Maldonado is true and through. 24-6, Illinois State adds 3. That's a huge stop for Nova. They want a chance to come back and get this win, even though Maldonado's pumped up. It rolls on Monday afternoon with the famous Idaho Potato Bowl on the blue turf at Albertson Stadium in Boise. Washington State squares off against Utah State at 2 Eastern on ESPN and the ESPN app. Washington State's new head coach, Kirby Moore, played his college football on that blue turf with his bro, Kellen Moore, for Boise State. I also want to clean up that field goal moment ago. That was not Matt Maldonado, who's handling the kick right now. That was Michael Cosentino that was going absolutely bonkers after that make, because it's his first field goal attempt and make of the season. So why not go crazy, young man? No idea why he's even out in that situation with that attempt. But unbridled enthusiasm after making it 24-6.
He's a specialty kicker for 35-yarders. You didn't get that note before the game?
That's his zone right there. A little trickery. Oh no, Jabril Mace drops it. Who pounces on it?
Ruling on the field. It's a fumble recovered by Villanova. First down.
Lord, almost a disastrous play there to Jabril Mace.
Yeah, guys, I think this drive certainly will be critical. And Coach Ferrante, coming out of the locker room, said, look, we've got to eliminate the explosive plays because that set up those 2 scores. The penalties set up that 3rd score. We just didn't play how we are capable of. That's the bottom line here. But he's watched this team grind it out, never count it out. So let's reset, play our brand of football. And, of course, some of those mistakes right there are going to come back to haunt them.
Starts with McQuaid, 4 of 13. Long throw, and Luke Kallela is there to make the catch. They need more of him. Kallela with catch number 74. He's got the 2nd most targets on the FCS level this season. That's his first catch tonight.
Yeah, and even go back to last week, only 5 catches in that game versus Charlton State. They like to move him around outside, inside. So, yeah, number 1's got to have a big second half if they want to get in this ball game.
Mace, 8 carries, 49 yards in the first half. His 9th carry is a dandy, and is able to lower the shoulder and move the chains. First down, Nova.
And you go back to that first half and the drives for Villanova, there was just a lack of explosiveness. They were moving the football, Lowell, but that's exactly what Illinois State wants them to do. Hey, you can move the football. We'll give you a 7, 8, 9, 10 play drive, but we're going to say at some point you're going to mess up and you're going to be forced to kick a field goal or turn the ball over. You need some explosive plays in the second half if you're Villanova's offense.
At the 37-yarder to Kopecky to set up the first field goal for Nova. A lot of this, taking the downfield shots, but they're not kidding. C.J. Richard, who already has an interception, was running with Kallela. What's happening with the deep shots?
It's just they're covered. They're not open. And right there, good job staying home defensively, but that's this defense, and that's what they've been. They trust that their front 7 can slow down the run and they can play 2 high safeties. So these safeties, very different from what we're seeing for Villanova. They're playing about 10 to 12 yards in depth, and they're not going to let you beat them over the top.
Mace trying to outflank Illinois State, and Richard is there to make the stop. The motto for this Illinois State defense is one more time. This is game number 16 for the Redbirds, and they've been surprisingly healthy throughout the year.
They really have on that side the football, and I think in the second half right now, the mentality is keep everything in front, rally to the run, let that clock continue to bleed, and understand that our offense has done a great job today, too. Our offense is staying on the field, they're winning time of possession, and they're scoring points. We just can't give up chunk plays.
McQuaid tripped up. He was tripped by a Redbird defender. Dexter kneecap.
That should be a penalty, Lowell. He tripped him.
Dexter kneecap, the youngest son of the defensive coordinator, Travis, is going to get credit for this. I don't think it was intentional. He wasn't looking at McQuaid, just went down, and McQuaid tripped over him.
The initial look for me, it looked a little bit more aggressive on the trip, but I think the refs were saying that he ran into the leg of the defender, possibly.
Sack number 4 for Dexter Niekamp this season. Here's Eddie Casper, and Casper takes it to the 32-yard line. 24-6, Illinois State lead. Winner goes to Nashville to take on Montana State to try to win a national title. We've been doing this bracket thing on the FCS level for a long time. It's good to see the CFP following suit. Second year of the 12-team playoff. Started well. Bama erasing a 17-point deficit on the road to take down OU. Miami, Texas A&M, no offense until Mark Fletcher late for Miami got them on the board.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at next week, and obviously I think we can say that Oregon's going to beat James Madison based on the way that first half went. That is some good football next week in the quarterfinals.
Now for Illinois State, when you talk about seeds, they've knocked off a 16 seed, a 1 seed, and an 8 seed to get to this point, the national semifinals doorstep, the national championship game. Tommy Rittenhouse and company trying to become the first team ever to win 4 games on the road in the FCS playoffs. That is a ridiculous stat. Seth Glatz checks back in. Rittenhouse will throw to Preston, and the tight end takes it shy of the 40-yard line. Preston has had clutch catches, none more than rolling the dice on the late 2-point conversion on a high throw by Rittenhouse that he hauled in to beat North Dakota State.
I mean, just an unbelievable catch to win that football game, the 2-point conversion. I mean, it's such a different game plan than what we've seen in weeks past for Illinois State. It's been, we're committed to inside zone, and we're just going to continue to run it and run it and run it. And right now, this game, it's been a lot more play action. Then also get your quarterback on the move with those bootlegs that we just saw.
Tommy Rittenhouse hands it to Glatz. And congratulations to Rittenhouse, who on that previous completion to Scotty Preston passed Trey Robertson for the most passing yards in a single season in Illinois State history, as Glatz now lips off. Robertson was a quarterback in 2014 when Illinois State won the semifinals and nearly beat Carson Wentz and North Dakota State for the national title.
There's a big third down right now, Lowell. They've been very aggressive defensively. At times we've seen all-out cover zero blitz. We'll see if they want to get aggressive right now.
Yep. Rittenhouse dancing through the pressure, throwing on the run. Dylan Lord makes the catch.
And that's what Rittenhouse does so well, buying time. And then the threat of him using his legs, you've seen in games past when it's third down and long or third down and medium, he takes off and runs nice shot there, feeling the pressure on the outside. He steps up and then out. Up and then out. Quarterbacks work this drill all the time. Get up in the pocket, and then you escape. You break down the defense, and then from there you're essentially a point guard. They come up, and you're able to use your touch to get it up and over for the first down.
Huge get out of Arizona for Illinois State and Dylan Lord. Rittenhouse pulls it sideline, incomplete to Scotty Preston. Lauren.
Guys, I think one of the knocks that Coach Peterson talked about him not having a big enough arm to win the Missouri Valley Conference. But Rittenhouse told me, look, I've grown both mentally and physically. Mentally, it's decision-making, processing defenses, understanding my job better. Coach Peterson has helped me a ton over the years with that side of my football game. Physically, I think my arm strength has improved and my pocket presence has gotten better. Putting those things together has really helped me up to this point.
House looks up to Drew Brees. Brock Spack, his head coach, was the defensive coordinator at Purdue when Brees was the quarterback. Rittenhouse pressured, and backside from Shane Hartzell forces the incompletion. You think, though, if Rittenhouse was a bigger dude, taller, he'd probably have a shot to play at a higher level.
I 100% think he would. I think he's athletic. I think he shows great anticipation and touch, really good footwork, and doesn't take a lot of negative plays. I mean, does not take a ton of sacks. Obviously, credit to the offensive line for that, but his pre-snap recognition helps him obviously accelerate post-snap where he needs to go with the football. So high IQ. So yeah, well, I think he checks off a lot of boxes to where if he wasn't, 5'10", 5'11", he could be playing at a higher level.
Empty for Rittenhouse, 4-man rush. Handled with ease, and another conversion to Scotty Preston.
That's
and they broke, don't fix it.
Well, that's a perfect example right there. You have this dig coming from the field, so the dig's going to come from your left to your right. You're going to work the right side of the formation, use your eyes to work that way, working right, and then bam, I don't like it. Subtle slide in the pocket, knowing I got that dig route. So just a master of the offense, really good footwork in the pocket, and then very accurate with the football. So, I mean, as soon as I started watching film on this week, I texted you, I said, man, I really like obviously both these quarterbacks, but man, Rittenhouse he's the real deal.
Dawson sidestepping and back to the line of scrimmage. If you can go on the road to a place like Fargo Dome, and throw 5 interceptions, whether some of those were your fault or not, and not lose your cool and make the plays in the final 4.5 minutes to win,
It was incredible. I mean, I've seen top-tier quarterbacks have bad games. I mean, go back to Carson Wentz in his game versus Louisville this year. 4 interceptions. Everything went downhill from there. This dude in a playoff game had 5 interceptions and just kept dealing over and over again, and just willing to put this team on his back to come back and win that football game was amazing.
Throws such a catchable ball as well. Rittenhouse feels the pressure and just handles it like a heady veteran, which he is, sliding down safely at the 31-yard line.
I mean, I'm looking at Villanova right now defensively, and this is not the same Villanova defense that you and I saw a week ago in person. It's not the same defense that we've seen on film this season that has been absolutely dominant. I mean, it's one of the best defenses in the FCS. 20 points given up per game. Tremendous against the run on only 127 yards. And right now they look helpless. They cannot figure out how to slow down this offense.
Well, they can on 3rd down, 9 of 13. Preston has been the go-to target on this drive for Tommy Rittenhouse. Pulls it. Preston gives him a block. Rittenhouse going to tumble forward. It's going to be close as Anthony Hawkins was able to make the tackle, and it will be a 4th and short. You let Dawson rumble here?
Yeah, you know, yes, on the field right now, and we just said a couple minutes ago, a huge 3rd down that they were able to convert, and then it just shaved off another over 2 minutes. If you're able to get a 1st down here, you may end this quarter with the ball in your hands.
Carry 19 for Dawson, and the drive continues. A dominant performance in the postseason for Victor Dawson, who only really got his time to shine when Wanker's right was hurt against Southeastern Louisiana in the 1st round of the playoffs.
I mean, they are just wearing down this defense right now. Once again, having their way, play action, run game, bootleg, quarterback making the right decisions, and right now, there is no rush. Let's see if we can end this 3rd quarter, head into the 4th with the lead and the ball in our hands as well.
Rittenhouse, what just happened? Sobkowitz doesn't do that.
He doesn't. I will say this, like, yes, that's a very catchable football, and that's on the receiver, not the quarterback. But if that football is put more at his face mask and not at his stomach to where he can catch it and stay in stride instead of having to slow down, that is a catch touchdown.
But should
we should have caught it though.
Just be a catch.
Yeah, I'm being a little bit more nitpicky.
Now, what do you say to your receiver when it comes back to the LOS there?
Catch the football, man.
You're making me look bad. Dawson, 1 tackle broken, 2 tackles, nearly a 3rd for Victor Dawson. Like a bowling ball rolling down the freeway. Get out of the way. If not, there will be destruction. 16 yards.
And this is going to be the point of the game now. We're going to see more and more of that. You're seeing a tired, frustrated defense at the moment, and then a 220-pound running back that is energized and ready to go.
He's fresh as well. 72 carries the past 3 games. 3 straight 100-yard games. You can't tire this guy out. Dawson, not just sniffing the end zone now. He can smell Nashville. And that FCS National Championship game against Montana State.
Let's see if they want to get Rittenhouse on the move. If Villanova wants to commit 7, 8 bodies into the line of scrimmage, we've seen 16 be able to pull it. It's almost like a triple option. You can hand it off, the quarterback can run it, and then he can also throw the ball into the flat as well.
2nd and 7, 1:27 on the clock here in the 3rd quarter. Dawson will pick up maybe 1 yard, and that will set up 3rd down. Inching closer, tick, 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 to the 4th quarter. And Illinois State will be content to sit on this thing as long as they can. Contingent on converting here on 3rd down.
I mean, this is big. You're talking about field goal to touchdown is going from a 3-score game to a 4-score game. So Villanova, you may not get the ball 4 times in the fourth quarter. You may not even get it 3 times, but definitely better chance of getting it 3 than 4, so you've got to hold them to a field goal right now.
3rd and 6, Rittenhouse looked at Dawson. Now scrambles. Hartzell with the pursuit. Hartzell dropped him at the 10-yard line. Huge tackle in space for Shane Hartzell.
Yeah, with 30, we've seen that matchup now, 2 or 3 times in this game. 31 hawking down the quarterback. 30 just shows you how athletic, how fast Hartzell is at that second-level linebacking position. But at the end of the day, that is the exact drive that you wanted. If you're Illinois State, you move the football down the field. You converted 3rd downs, 4th downs. Now an opportunity to put some more points on the board here at the end of the 3rd quarter.
Mr. Energy, Michael Cosentino, his 2nd attempt, not of the night on the season. Oh, act like you've been there before. Right, look, last time he made the field goal running like a wild man to the sideline. Now he's like, guys, I'm a vet. This is what I do.
Timer, please reset the game clock to 2 seconds. Media timeout.
Now you know my name. A 27-6 lead for Illinois State, trying to make it 9 straight wins on the road, which would extend the nation's longest active road win streak. More importantly, get to the title game. Here's our Week 16 Monday Night Football matchup loaded with playoff implications. 49ers still trail the Rams and Seahawks by a game in the NFC West. They square off against the Colts, who are in a must-win mode. 8 Eastern on ABC, ESPN Deportes, Disney Plus, and the ESPN app. ESPN2 will have a data-driven look at the game. Coverage kicks off with Scott Van Pelt, countdown crew at 6 Eastern. Oh, by the way, 2 seconds put on the clock, so we're not to that 4th quarter yet, but should get there after this kick for Illinois State, after tacking on a field goal to extend the lead, 27-6 over Villanova. Winner of this game going to the FCS championship to take on 2-seed Montana State. If you are in the Philly area looking for a reason to feel a little bit better about one of your favorite teams today, the Eagles won a little earlier against the Commanders.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
They're trailing there for a little bit. Marcus Mariota, backup quarterback for the Commanders, but Philly found a way to get the dub.
Always sunny in Philadelphia. Here's Jabril Mace. Coughed it up on a lateral. His last return attempt to the 35, and now to the 4th quarter.
This marks the end of the
the drama again?
quarter.
Or do I just say 4th quarter coming up, Aaron? Yeah, 4th quarter coming up. Villanova with 11 straight wins, 2nd longest winning streak in program history, but trailing Illinois State 27-6 in the FCS semifinals. Moments ago, Lauren Sisler with Mark Ferrante.
Coach Ferrante down 3 scores, but your football team has showed resilience all season long. What is the answer from them here in the final 15 minutes of this football game?
Yeah, we got to generate some offense. We're not hitting any explosive plays. We're not getting the ball down the field quick enough. Our defense stepped up there 2 times and held them to field goals, so we're keeping them out of the end zone. Now we got to generate points on our side. So we got to hit a couple explosives, get the ball in the end zone quickly down, and then go from there.
Thanks so much, Coach.
Thank you.
Not going to get the offensive spark there. Travis Jones was all over Pat McQuaid. And a Villanova offense that has only moved the football to a tune of 177 total yards.
Yeah, it was bad. I mean, that 3rd quarter was just atrocious. Only 2 minutes and 46 time of possession, only 11 yards gained. They have to have a monster 4th quarter to get back in this thing.
McQuaid, another deep shot, looking for Reed. Reed has it, falling down with the catch to the 24-yard line. And when you need a big catch, the freshman sensation delivers 40 yards.
Well, Coach Ferrante asked for it. Hey, we need explosive plays down the field. And we just talked about that in the 3rd quarter. This offense has just not been able to generate anything down the football field. And when a big play has been needed to be made this playoffs, 83 has been that guy.
What a job of finding that. Going to the screen, Isaiah Radlin is dropped like a bag of bricks. Ty Niekamp First team All-American is there. That's going to make his pops a proud man when he can sit back and reflect on this. His dad, Travis, the defensive coordinator, told us he felt like a monster this week with all the interviews about coaching his sons. Basically just talks about him like they're any other player on his defense.
Well, they call him Coach Camp too. It's not dad. No. We'll say that for the offseason. In season, it's coach. And he coaches them just as hard as he does anyone else on this football team.
2-yard loss, pressure. McQuaid is hit as he throws. Reed nearly Superman that for the catch. Incomplete, 3rd and 12. Does say there's really nothing that his oldest Ty does on the field that surprises him anymore. That was his compliment to his boy. And there he is. Travis on the left, used to wear number 90 in his playing days for this Redbirds.
I just feel like it's pretty hard, though, Lowell, not to get a little bit more excited when your sons make a play like that previous, 2 plays ago, sniffing out the screen and making the tackle for a loss. This is the guy, though, in motion right now. Kalela, can you find a way to get number 1 the football?
Only one catch for the leading receiver tonight. Not even looking that direction. Instead, all sorts of miscommunication to Lucas Kopecky. And is it go for it mode now on 4th and 12?
I think it is, honestly. It's just something's been wrong with McQuaid. He's not seen it well. I thought this would be a game. Someone a week ago, man-to-man coverage. It's going to throw off all the timing. You're getting more zone coverage here. You know where your routes are supposed to be, yet he looks confused post-snap.
And there is movement. Now, it looks like Illinois State was in the neutral zone. That will be a 5-yard penalty if that is the case, as Garrett Steffen jumped.
Yeah, but you also had Ajoro Tutu also jump on the left side, so it depends on where the ref said who jumped first.
Start. Offense. Number 74. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
That's the first team CAA selection, Timmy Ajoro Tutu.
It was pretty bang of who jumped first. But look at the left guard, 74. Yeah, he starts leaning back, I think, before the defense encroaches in the neutral zone, making this 4th down even more difficult.
4th in Nashville for Villanova. McQuaid dropped and sacked by Garrett Steffen. 7.5 sacks now for the man with the 9th most pressures in the FCS. Is playing the best football of his career.
His defense been showing up all ball game, 4th and long. The defense line gets another snack on the night.
Is it too early for these fans to start looking into flights from Normal, Illinois to Nashville, Tennessee? The FCS playoffs continue with the championship game January 5th on ESPN. For more information, visit NCAA.com, the home for all NCAA championships. 13 minutes and 3 seconds away from the most unlikely championship game appearance in the FCS. The unseeded Illinois State Redbirds beat a 16 seed. A 1 seed in North Dakota State. Last week, the 8 seed UC Davis, because this man is an absolute baller. Tommy Rittenhouse, the senior that refuses to lose, despite the fact he threw 5 picks against North Dakota State, battled back, led the winning effort. Last week, locked in against UC Davis, and he's been locked and loaded for this game against Nova.
I think they're trending the right way. That 3rd quarter, they had the ball for 12 minutes and 13 seconds, 99 yards, 22 plays. They're converting 3rd downs, they're converting 4th downs, and a lot has to do with how accurate he's been, and also, too, what you just saw in that previous play, his ability to run the football when things aren't there down the field.
Put a number by that Illinois State team, and you could convince me that's where they should have been seated with the way they are playing here tonight and in this dramatic playoff run. Dawson totes the pill, sets up a 3rd and short.
Well, even go back to that North Dakota State game, the five turnovers, but the defense was absolutely terrific. I mean, really shut North Dakota State out, both running the football and passing the football, and kept them in the game as the offense figured it out in the second half, was able to make that 2-point conversion to win it. So it's been very much complimentary football throughout the playoffs here for the Redbirds.
3rd and 1. 9 of 15 on 3rd down. I'm going to say it's the big Victor Dawson lining up to the left of Rittenhouse, and that would be a good call. And the push goes forward. Progress gives him the 1st down pickup. Lauren.
Going back to Rittenhouse, and just one of the biggest things for him in that North Dakota State game, he said, look, short-term memory. Bad stuff is going to happen. You can't control the pass. You can only control the next play, whether it's a touchdown or interception. And he's just been telling himself to have fun. Win or go home, so why not enjoy this? And you can see that here on the sidelines. He's really enjoying soaking it in with his teammates, sticking to his keys, trusting his preparation, and all the film work and everything he's put into this is paying off as they make this run in a magical season.
School record 44 touchdowns responsible for. And flings it to the sideline. A lot of hand fighting. Daniel Sobkowitz and Newton Essien. A lot of one-on-one coverage that Illinois State has won for the majority of the night, and that has been a concern for Illinois State coming into this game, how physical Nova likes to play.
Yeah, it was interesting too, because Nova's big thing when they're telling us all week was, hey, this is the best receiving core that we think we've seen all season, not just in the playoffs, but the entire season. Yet, the game plan has been that we're going to leave our corners on an island, that we're going to be ultra aggressive inside the box, and we're going to let those guys see if they can win on the outside. And to your point, Lowell, they have not won.
Dawson, the bell cow. Now, Wanker's right, suited up last week against UC Davis, did not play. He suited up yet again tonight, took part in warm-ups. We've not seen him on the field dealing with the shoulder issue that flared up in a very bad way against Southeastern Louisiana in the opener of this playoff run.
Maybe they're just saving him for the championship next week, because, I mean, honestly, right now, the way your quarterback's playing, the way Dawson's been able to run, Glatz was out last quarter. It looked like he hobbled off the field, so I don't know what his condition is at the moment. But, I mean, the way 5 has been this playoffs, it's hard to not give him the football as much as you can and continue to rest right.
Redbirds looking for their 11th conversion on 3rd down. That's the man you want to go to. Daniel Sobkowitz, the all-time leading receiver in Illinois State history. But Essien is there for the stop, and it will set up 4th down. But with those 10 successful conversions, it's the most against Villanova since 2015.
It's a different, to go from a week ago when you and I were there watching this defense versus Tarleton State. The Tarleton State offense has scored 44 points per game, and they shut them out. It just shows you how good this Illinois State team is, especially on the offensive side of the football, the way they've been able to move it and stay on the field.
Hayden Futch, the man that got sneaky last week with the clutch keep for the 1st down run. It looks like he got hit, and there is a flag down. He's in pain. And also limping to get up is Caleb Moody.
Running at the kicker. Defense. 5-yard penalty results on 1st down.
He sold it, got the call, and sprung up like the legs that we saw him use on that fake punt last week.
I don't think you need to sell the injury, because this was clear as day running into the kicker. You have to allow the punter to land. And yes, it was a little bit over the top, no doubt about it. So kudos to him for his acting classes. But that was going to be 5 yards regardless of what he did post shenanigans after the play.
Usually when you stay down, like you limp when you get back up, and sell it a little longer.
It isn't like they're going to take the flag away once it was thrown.
I know, I'm saying I respect it, right? Do your job, get up, wipe your hands clean.
Yeah, but the next time if I'm the ref and that happens, I'm not going to throw it, because if you're going to, fool me once, I ain't going to get fooled again. It's like, the boy who cried wolf.
Dawson. That line parts, he motors through and breaks the 30.
Well, you're getting to the point now, too. We saw Christian Sapp early on in this football game coming up willing to make that hit. Kind of at that second level where the linebackers are. Now you see him catching. It's just a defense right now that has been beat up. They're confused, demoralized, and now they're just, trying to stay alive at the moment, catching tackles instead of trying to initiate contact.
Dawson, just so smooth when he carries, and when he finishes, you don't want to be on the wrong end of that contact because, man, he can move the earth and crunch some bones.
The only thing I would say right now, too, is he's had a lot of carries these past couple weeks. 29 carries a week ago, a bunch of carries the week before that, 25 carries right now in this ball game. You'd love to make sure number 5 is feeling as good as he can be come next week if you're able to close this out in the next 7 minutes and 45 seconds.
Redbirds dominating time of possession. Dawson, it looked like he nearly lost the football, but kept on rumbling through. Has the first down inside the 15-yard line.
So the time of possession right now, 29 minutes to 18 minutes. 30, 34. My bad, I was looking at the wrong sheet. The stats have not updated yet. 34 minutes time of possession.
For a team that like to go faster in the regular season, they have shifted that philosophy here in the postseason, just showing that Brock Spack knows what he's doing, winning his coach in Redbirds history, and trying to get this program back to the national championship game. He was there in 2014 as we have some extracurricular breaking out. Everybody needs to cool it. And so Braden Jellison had to be settled down by his fellow offensive linemen. And so this all happens because Novici, number 99, is trying to punch the football out from Victor Dawson. Right here. Yeah,
that's too much. I mean, dude, this is not a Jake Paul fight going on right now. Like, calm down.
Yeah. And that's something that was actually flagged on the FBS level earlier this season, where yes, a player is trying to punch it out, but that can be ruled excessive. Rittenhouse to the go-to man, Daniel Sobkowitz.
Oh, it's frustration. I mean, Villanova has not been beat up this bad defensively since probably the beginning of the season. I mean, it's been 11, 12 weeks since they have been brought out to the woodshed on the defensive side of the football. This has been a dominant, prideful defense, and their big thing is protect the brand. And their big motto, too, is we don't lose at home. Well, like, that is something they take pride in. We do not lose on this turf. And not only are they losing, they're getting embarrassed.
23 straight wins at home, longest active home winning streak in the FCS. Problem is, Illinois State, longest active road winning streak. And Sobkowitz trying to make it with a one-hand style against Dawood, which has been a fantastic battle all night long.
How's that not a pass interference? Clear as day, night, whatever time it is, grabbing on the outside. Let's take another look at it. Look at 2. Completely ripping his jersey. But Sobkowitz unable to come back to make a catch on the football. Jersey's being grabbed the entire time.
Is that the makeup call? Sobkowitz got away with one offensive PI that wasn't called earlier in the game. I don't know if you're doing that. 30-yard attempt for Cosentino. How about this kid out of nowhere? And he's got 3 field goals tonight. That man with ice in his veins. Beautiful scene here. Outside Philly. Illinois State closing in on a championship game appearance. Mr. Philly himself, Bracket Joe, breaking it down. And that's what makes this Illinois State team so remarkable. Joe Lenardi may not have had the Redbirds in his bracketology leading up to the FCS playoffs. They were an unseeded team. A lot was made outside of the program that the Redbirds were sweating out the selection. Brock Spack, though, said, look, we come from the Missouri Valley Football Conference. We finished with 4 losses, typically an 11-4 team, or a team with 4 losses in the regular season. From our conference, we're making it in. He didn't make it seem like they were sweating all that much. Low kick to Villanova. He simply has to make something happen, starting with corralling that low kick. And we're going to take a break. And then set up the final 5:09. Illinois State on the collision course with Montana State in the national championship game. From Frisco, Texas, now to Nashville, Tennessee. First Bank Stadium, home of Vandy football, will host the FCS championship January 5th, 7:30 Eastern on ESPN. Montana State already knows it's there. Back-to-back championship game appearances. And Illinois State closing in. Now, Aaron, this is not confirmed, but I believe the winner of that game also then gets to celebrate with Diego Pavi after
Nice. Diego's going to be on the sideline, I'm sure, partying up, talking trash about the Heisman panel.
Confirmed. Off the fingertips and nearly picked off by the Redbirds. Shadwell Kuba, the second team All-American, voted by the AP. Nearly came up with his team-leading 6th interception.
Just a tough night for that young man right there. Been so good. Pat McQuaid all year, taking care of the football, very accurate, and just, man, I've been there. It's one of those nights where it's just not coming off the hand like it usually does.
Four-man rush. Here's a breaking coverage to Colella, his second catch, and being drunk down inside the 40-yard line, was able to get past Dorian Dubose.
Yeah, we'll love to see more of that around the game. Just a stutter and go. Perfect job. I love him setting his weight, getting down, forced that corner to jump up, and then getting on top of the speed.
McQuaid going back that direction. Back-to-back catches for Colella. Came into this game with 73, leading the team. 5 100-yard games this season, one shy of the program record, and closing in on the single-season record for yards. But tonight has not gone the way number one planned it to go. McQuaid eludes the potential sack, sideline to Reed, and it is caught by the freshman inside the 20-yard line. Braden Reed.
300 balls a day. That's what Reed does. He goes out there, jugs machines, gets some of the throwing passes, and it has paid off as he's just gotten better and better. It's gained the trust of his quarterback all season long.
Really on the field of the catch is under further review.
Should not take long.
I think looks like that was that right knee out of bounds.
Let's take another look, shall we?
It looks like the right foot was there, but it depends on, was the right knee on the ground, out of bounds, on the white. I think the other view is probably going to be the best view. Looks like it's when he possesses the football completely. I think the other side.
I don't have the angle there. It's definitely looking to see if
This is going to be the angle right here.
the shin or calf
Let's see when
is down
the right.
to catch. Or is
It's
it not?
it's bang bang. It looks like you have to piece it together of when he fully possesses it. I think he doesn't fully possess it until after the right knee is down out of bounds.
So ruled on the field to catch.
Yes.
So that's going to be important. Got to have that conclusive evidence to turn this thing over. 30-6. Dominating lead for Illinois State, who hasn't even found the end zone here in the second half, but it was 3 straight scoring drives by the Redbirds in the first half to build that lead. For Villanova, the issues early, not moving the football.
Yep.
Twice early, they got into the red zone, settled for field
After
goals.
review, the ruling on the field is upheld.
Okay.
So a catch for Braden Reed. Mark Ferrante got the sales pitch from his defensive coordinator, Ross Pennypacker. Yeah, the DC that they should give Braden Reed a shot to play receiver for this Nova program. And that move has paid off. He's been fantastic and is the future of the receiving corps for Villanova. Into the red zone for the third time tonight. 2 field goals. The results of the first 2 drives. McQuaid low throwing, complete, looking for Colella. Illinois State looks every bit a part of a contender now. If you did not believe in the Redbirds after going to Fargo to beat the #1 national seed North Dakota State. If you did not believe after they shocked UC Davis, start believing now. Colella with his third catch on the drive.
I think the biggest thing just on the defense side of the football that gives you, they don't beat themselves. They're going to make it. That's what they've done the entire postseason. They're going to make you earn every single point that you score. And more times than not, especially in the college football ranks, the offense is going to mess up at some point.
Pressure up the middle. McQuaid has to get rid of it. And broken up in the end zone by Cam Wilson. They move him a lot between inside and outside responsibility.
They really like his coverage skills. So in those situations, they move him from the outside spot into the inside. And especially in a game like this, where you look at what Villanova wanted to do is move some of their big-time receivers into the slot. You're talking about Brandon Reed, obviously. Colella will play in the slot as well. So very comfortable with 25. Cam Wilson playing that nickel position. He's done it terrifically all season long.
Fourth and 7 for McQuaid. Looking for the end zone one-on-one. Oh, he did it! What a catch! Antonio Johnson, if Villanova's gonna go down, ain't gonna go down without putting up some highlights.
Well, it starts with McQuaid first, buying some time, rolling out to his left, which is his strong side. Then they're saying, hey, it's 4th down. I got to be able to get this ball in the end zone, get it up out of my hands, just give my guy an opportunity to go out there and make a play. And Antonio Johnson holding off the defender with his left hand, able to snag it. Nice one-handed touchdown.
Now going for 2. First touchdown of the night for Villanova. Trying to make it a 16-point game. Oh! How about a couple of highlights back-to-back? Off Colella, into the midst of Reed. Just like Chris Bowden, the OC, drew it up, I'm sure.
I mean, exactly how you draw it up, baby. You distract that linebacker, and you pop it up to the buddy behind you. Great execution. Let's go back first to the touchdown catch from Antonio Johnson. Put it outside, let the big tight end use his body. Beautiful one-handed catch. Gets the right foot in. Nice touchdown from number 9.
Some Michael Trigg stuff that we saw from Baylor's tight end.
Oh, yeah. And let's look at a little 2-point trickery. Whoop. Whoop. Whoop.
We'll just call it a trick play.
2-score game.
2-score game with 3:27 left. Villanova has all 3 timeouts. Lining up. You would imagine the onside kick has to come here, and that's how they are lining up. Jack Barnum trying to get the proper spin and bounce on this football.
And Illinois State. First. It's 30 seconds.
So not keeping anything to chance here. Illinois State wants to make sure they're on the same page. Brock Spack, the no-nonsense head coach. I mean, that looks like a head coach should look if you're from the Midwest.
Does he not resemble Andy Reid a little bit?
There's some Andy Reid there, yeah. I know I would not mess with Brock Spack.
No.
Ever.
Maybe it's because of the stash.
The stash?
The stash.
He is a former All-American linebacker at Purdue. He's a defensive guy. 17 years as a head coach of the Redbirds, trying to get back in the national championship game for the second time. They were there in 2014 where Carson Wentz led a final minute touchdown drive to beat the Redbirds. And now Nova will go right up the middle, but the tight end, Javon Charles, is there to recover for Illinois State. And they will have the football. Nova still can stop it 3 times. We also have the 2-minute timeout coming up as well. Folks from Normal, Illinois, home of the Illinois State Redbirds. Crowd program and the last team standing from the Missouri Valley Football Conference. A lot of conference pride on the line. This is the FCS equivalent of the SEC, trying to make it 15 straight years with a conference representative in the FCS title game. Tommy Rittenhouse is probably going to do a lot of this. Just give it to Victor Dawson and let the big man eat. 2.5 on first down.
Villanova, their first 30 seconds.
So Nova now with the timeout, 2 remaining.
Remember last week we had the Villanova game versus Charleston State, and a little bit different situation because it was a 1-score game, but Villanova decided to do what would be a little bit of a triple option, hand the ball off, quarterback could pull it, pitch it out to the outside, and essentially they sealed the game by throwing it twice to Braden Reed. Different situation because you're up 2 scores plus the 2 2-point conversions that have to be converted, but yeah, you have a quarterback in Tommy Rittenhouse that is very athletic, that has been able to get on the outside and use his legs, so would not be surprised these next 2 downs if you do see some sort of zone read option where the quarterback can pull it if this defense gets a little bit greedy on the edges.
Something about this Illinois State team on the road, and something about this hulking running back as well will set up a 3rd and short. They have 2 losses on the road.
Villanova, their second, 30 seconds.
Over the last 2 seasons. Those losses at Iowa, at Oklahoma, and at UC Davis last season. Those are the only losses. That's 2 premier FBS programs and one of the best on the FCS level.
I mean, I don't know if we showed the graphic or not, but man, this team has been traveling across the country these playoffs. I mean, you got to talk about the fatigue factor of being on planes, late nights, traveling home.
Game 16.
Game 16. You're not sleeping in your bed. It's us against the world mentality, though, and they've really bought into that.
Third and 1 with 3:04 left. Dawson all the way, no surprises here, and that second surge is enough to get Illinois State the first down. Dawson has been an absolute difference maker in the postseason. This is now 3 straight games that Dawson has set a career high in rushing yards, starting with that upset at North Dakota State.
Yeah, it's been unbelievable what he's been able to do.
Villanova, they're final 30 seconds.
I mean, this is not round trip. This is just 2 of these locations. It has been across the country this team has been going and finding ways to come together as a football team to win on the road makes what they've done even more impressive.
.137 rushing yards against North Dakota State for Dawson. 148 last week, and tonight 153 on 32 carries. Kept this man fresh for the postseason. He hardly came off the field in the same. There was a couple moments where Seth Glatz came in and a huge 69-yard reception.
Well, I think Glatz got banged up, so I think that's been part of the reason why you've seen more of 5. Like, I don't know if they have anyone really they feel comfortable right now handing the ball off to.
And another carry for Dawson. That is his 33rd. So it gives him 85 carries in the last 3 games. So it's not just 3 straight games in which he's setting career highs in yards. It's also 3 straight games setting a career high in carries.
Yeah, he's going to need these couple weeks breaks just to get his legs back underneath him, because he's going to have to maybe set new records again in the FCS championship in Nashville here in a couple weeks.
Villanova about to see their 11-game winning streak come to an end. It will wrap up one shy of the school record that they set in 1997 on a team that was led by their offensive coordinator Chris Bowden and Brian Finneran and Brian Westbrook. Because Illinois State is 2 minutes away from celebrating an appearance in the national championship game. Beautiful campus here at Villanova. It has not been a beautiful night for Wildcats football. Came in with so much promise, believing after thumping Harvard, coming back to beat Lehigh, and doing the same against Tarleton State and Stephenville last week. And they saw Illinois State up in UC Davis. At that point, Nova knew they were in the semifinals, but that upset allowed Villanova to host this semifinal round. But Illinois State 2 minutes away from its 9th straight win on the road. The longest active road winning streak in the FCS. Tommy Rittenhouse, he has been a difference maker tonight. Slides down short of the line of scrimmage, and the clock will keep running. Nova cannot stop it.
Oh, he's protected the football, that's for sure. Not really putting it in harm's way. Throwing it besides the one pick that was end of the half, kind of, a heave, essentially a punt there before they went into the locker rooms. But other than that, been very efficient, has run the football when he's need to run it. Really good overall decision maker, which he's been pretty much this entire season, besides really that North Dakota State game. But you go back and watch it, and was it 3 or 4 of those 5 interceptions were just tip passes at the line of scrimmage.
3rd and long, and it's Dawson with carry number 34. Special night on so many different levels for Illinois State. Tommy Rittenhouse sets the single season passing yards record for the Redbirds. Daniel Sopkowitz breaks Tyrone Rocker's school record for most catches in the season. And with 97 yards in this game, he sets him up to move past Illinois State's record holder for the most receiving yards in a career. And the final seconds ticking away here as Illinois State will take this delay.
Timeout. Illinois State, second. 30 seconds.
Actually taking the timeout right before that delay game. Tight-knit group of Illinois State fans that have made the trip from Normal. They've been loud and racked up a lot of miles in this postseason, but they know it's just 31 seconds away from returning to the FCS championship game for the first time since 2014. They felt like they let that one slip away to Carson Wentz and North Dakota State. But after beating North Dakota State, the most shocking upset that we've seen on the FCS level, Illinois State looks like a team that's poised to give 2-seed Montana State a run for its money. Futch to punt it away. And downed inside the 1-yard line. Everything going the way of the Redbirds here tonight.
Between the fake getting hurt and then that little thing on Mr. Swaggy over here with the little celebration dance. A little cherry on top, though. It was nicely executed. Very nicely executed.
And so Villanova, it's been an unreal season for them. If Illinois State is not in the picture, we are raving about Villanova being the Cinderella of this FCS postseason. But Illinois State, just too much to handle here on this cold night outside Philadelphia. McQuaid high to his tight end. And that's hauled in by Antonio Johnson. Right at the line to gain. That's going to be a first down for Villanova. 12 wins this season for Nova.
Timeout. 3 seconds of the game clock. 14 seconds. Start a night signal.
The most since the 09 championship team. McQuaid pressure. And it's through the fingertips of Ty Niekamp. I'm sure his dad's going to coach him up on that one, despite the fact that Niekamp has led a dominant charge by this Illinois State defense. As this will be the largest semifinal win by a road team over at least the last 30 seasons. Statement made by Illinois State. Montana State will be next. That falls incomplete with 2 seconds left. So one more snap for Villanova. The final snap of Pat McQuaid's career. Transferred from Nichols and has been a tremendous leader for this Villanova program that will see their dream season end. One win away from the national championship game.
Yeah, it's a tough way to end the season. It's been a great run for Villanova. Been fun to cover them the past 2 weeks. Great football team, and unfortunately just not their night.
Nothing normal about these Redbirds.
That's the end of the game.
Becomes the first team to ever win 4 playoff games on the road to advance to the national championship game. They are back with unfinished business. Hey, remember 2014 and the dramatic loss to North Dakota State. Now they get 2-seed Montana State, trying to keep the dream alive.
Well, they have the right feelings right now. Offense is rolling, defense is rolling. This is a monster win. This team feels confident they can win a championship here in the next couple weeks.
9 straight wins on the road for Illinois State. For Lauren Sisler and Aaron Murray, I'm Lower Galindo. Next up, college basketball. San Diego State and Arizona. Here's Roxy Bernstein on the call.